Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, you know, I've been praying for you, right? And I need you to keep praying for me too. I want to continue kind of in the same vein that we've been in, talking about you and trusting what it is that God has called you to do and being courageous enough to go ahead and do it. And the thing about this, so many times now, we're walking through this thing together. I'm sharing with you some of the things that God is sharing with me that I feel led to just release to you all too, because what I've found is a lot of times, just like when it's something bad and we find ourselves thinking, "Ooh, am I the only one?" Well, it's a lot of times when it's something good, and you're not the only one with that either. So I just want to share with you the wisdom that God is sharing with me. So, one of the things, there's been a lot of decision making that I've been having to do lately, and it's not bad decision making, it's really actually great. However, there is the pressure that I find myself under to make sure I'm doing it God's way, to make sure everything is the way He wants it, down to the colors, down to and I find myself, and this isn't the first time that I have realized it, but it's been coming to me more often lately. So I find myself saying, okay, Lord, all of you and none of me. And as I'm saying it, it's like, but that doesn't sound right. And I know I'm saying it from the right place, but it doesn't sound right. And so it's like lately I've been hearing that all of him and none of me sounds good, but some of me is him. And while I'm trying so hard to make sure that it's none of me and all of him, he actually wants to use that part of me, because my style matters. Um, the colors I like, they matter. And the personality that I have, it matters. And that's what he wants to use. That's what makes people drawn to others, is their similarities in the natural. It's not always just a spiritual thing. And we have to make sure that we don't confine or restrict ourselves so much that God can't use the personality. Let's look at even like a preaching style, right? So somebody may like the hard down, screaming, kind of yelling, like all in preacher, jumping off the pulpit or like laying hands, that's the style that just ignites you. While somebody else may enjoy a style has that is more of a teaching preacher. Um Somebody might enjoy somebody who's always injecting laughter, while someone else wants someone who's really serious and what they see as focused. None of those is wrong, but it depends on what attracts that individual, right? So we have to realize the same thing with us. Um, there are certain things that will draw people to you, and we can't get so, and I hope you hear what I'm saying. Because, like I said, I've been rebuked on this where I'm like, all of God, none of me. He's like, but I want to use that part of you. So just like the what I heard was take the restrictions off. That's what I heard for myself. Like, take the restrictions off. I want to use the things that you like too. And so I want to challenge you to find out who you are at your core. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What do you truly enjoy? And then separate that real you from the person that you've become based on others' expectations of you. So, what do I mean? So, like some people, you're two or three totally different people, depending upon the setting. Um, and so you need to ask yourself, why do I have a ratchet self, a professional self, and a church self? So, why can't you find that happy medium? And, I've been thinking it's probably because you don't know who that is. Okay? But that's another talk for another day. But I do want to challenge you to just find your core. Like when it's just you alone. What are you drawn to? What do you like? Because God wants to use that. That sometimey you, it might do good, but it's only that authentic you that God is really going to be able to use the way He wants to use you. Um, and I'm gonna just say this real quick. Like it took me a long time. Oh, that was a lot of stuttering. But it took me a long time to even be myself in my classroom. I taught for more than 20 years. In high school, I taught high school more than 20 years. But it took me, probably a good 10 plus before I really allowed myself to just be me. I'm finding that even I'm still learning me. I'm still getting okay with presenting this me to everybody because this is me. Um so I just want to encourage you, find you so He can use you. Every teacher, mentor, every inspiration has their place and their influence. But don't make the mistake of trying to be their clone. Don't try to become what you think someone wants you to be. Just be you. That's what I mean when I say, like, find your core, find who you are. Be you. No cloning. Just owning from now on. Find who you are and own it. Stay open to greater discovery about yourself. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. Stay open to that discovery about yourself and apply what you know as you go. Reserve the right to change. I am who I am today because I allowed myself to live and experience and know that it was okay to change and know that it was okay to evolve. And this is what I heard. Now, I hope this hasn't seemed scattered. It was in my notes and it all gelled and made sense as I was writing it because it was coming to me. But I guess the bottom line, like I said, is for us to know us. Don't change to be like your mentor. Don't change to be like your mom wants you to be or your pastor wants you to be. God needs you. He needs you. He needs, if you're calm, He needs your calmness. If you're hype, He needs that hypeness. He can use that. But whoever you are, just be you. Just be you. And this is the last thing I heard. The road to freedom is a beautiful, scary journey. And I say scary because when you start losing what you knew to be you, because you're finding the real you, it's beautiful, but it's scary. So the road to freedom is a beautiful, scary journey, but the destination is worth the trip. So just remember that there is greater. You're headed for greater. You're destined for greatness. And you just have to grow and evolve and be okay with the change. Everything has phases and stages. So do you and your life. And I believe that you're right where you're supposed to be right now for the next step that you're supposed to take. Well, y'all, this has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future. I love y'all.